Namaste, yogis. Welcome to Shanti Peace Yoga. This week's class is a powerful and dynamic flow that's probably a bit more intermediate in level. You might notice the picture quality isn't the best in this recording. I had a lot of problems for some reason trying to put this together, but let's just roll with what we have. We'll begin today with 4 rounds of sun salutations, and I'm not going to go into the alignment cues too much for this. I really want you to connect the movements to your breath and use this as a moving meditation to start our practice. Oh, and you might like to take 2 pillows and place them off to the side for our final relaxation pose. Beginning now, standing at the top of the mat, in Tadasana, feet are hip-width apart, shoulders sliding down the back, palms shine forward. Finding our focus in mountain pose. We'll inhale and raise the arms up overhead, palms touch. Exhale, bend the knees, Uttanasana, forward fold. Spending a moment here, maybe sway side to side, let the head be heavy. Keep a bend in the knees if the hamstrings are tight to start off with. Let's now inhale, hands to shins, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, hands to the floor, step the feet back, high plank. Inhale here. Exhale to lower. Inhale into cobra pose to start. 3 breaths. On your next exhale, press back into downward dog, Adho Mukha Shavasana. Spending a few breaths here, feel free to lift and lower the heels. Really press the chest towards the thighs. Head is heavy between the arms. We'll inhale, look forward to the top of the mat, step the feet up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, hands to shins, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rising up to stand, arms up overhead, palms touch. Exhale, hands to heart center. Moving faster now, inhale, arms up, palms touch. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, hands to shins, halfway lift. Exhale, hands to the floor, step the feet back. Inhale in your high plank pose. Exhale to lower. Inhale, cobra or upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale as you look towards the top of the mat, step or hop the feet up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise to stand, arms up, palms touch overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. 2 more rounds. We'll inhale as we raise the arms up overhead, palms touch. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, hands to shins, halfway lift. Exhale, hands to the floor, step the feet back. Inhale in high plank. Exhale to lower. Inhale, cobra or upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, step or jump to the top of the mat. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise to stand, palms touch. Exhale, hands to heart center. 1 more time. We'll inhale, arms rise up overhead, palms touch. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, hands to shins, halfway lift. Exhale, hands to the floor, step the feet back. Inhale in plank. Exhale to lower. Inhale upward dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, step the feet forward or jump. Exhale, fold. Inhale, hands to shins. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise to stand, palms touch overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. Beautiful job, everyone. Let's move on and we'll turn to face the long edge of our mat. Wide stance, toes point forward. Inhale, raise the arms up overhead, palms touch. Exhale, send the hips back as you fold down. Let the head be heavy. Feel free to sway side to side, bending and straightening each leg. You might like to take hold of the elbows, feeling into the hamstrings and the inner thigh muscles. Let's put our hands down to the ground and walk the hands off the mat so they're underneath the eyes, trying to create a flat back. Let's now extend the right arm skyward, stretching out the chest and the thoracic spine and the upper back. Looking up at that top hand, release the hand down to the ground. This time, left arm raises, looking up, inviting movement and fluid into the spine, into the muscles of the back. Release the hand down to the ground. One more time on the right, lifting and extending the right arm skyward, trying to keep the hips centered and level. All of the movement comes from the back and the spine. Hand comes down and the left arm raises, twisting open. Left hand returns to the ground. We'll take the hands to the hips. Take a deep inhale to rise back upright. And exhale, pivot the right foot so the toes point to the top of the mat. From here, inhale and raise the arms overhead, palms touch. Exhale, float the arms down, bend the knee, warrior two. Inhale, arms rise, legs straighten. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, arms rise, legs straighten. Exhale, warrior two, and hold here. Clasp the hands behind you, roll the shoulders down. Inhale, growing taller, and as you exhale, dive down to the inside of your front knee, arms moving overhead in this humble warrior stance, feeling both legs and feet deeply engaged. Use a strong inhale to help you lift back upright, and exhale. Let's bring the back foot in a little closer, narrowing the stance. Straighten the front leg and square off the hips to the front. See if you can take hold of your elbows behind you. We're now going to shift our chest parallel to the ground. Stay here or join me in taking your head towards your knees in pyramid pose, Parsvottanasana. Feeling a deep stretch in that right hamstring. We'll inhale and lift the chest back to parallel. We're now going to push off the back foot and come into warrior three, keeping those elbows clasped behind us. Foot is flexed. Let's now bend into that right leg and now straighten. Bend again and straighten. One more time, bending in the knee and straightening. Maintaining the integrity of warrior three, let's extend our arms up overhead and then rise upright, planting both feet on the ground and bringing the hands to heart center. Well done, everyone. Take a moment to catch your breath. We'll repeat this on the other side with a few different elements. Coming into our wide-legged stance, we'll inhale, raise the arms up overhead. Exhale as we fold forward. Feel free to rock side to side as we did before, maybe holding on to the elbows and swaying. Now, instead of taking our hands off the mat in front of us, we're going to turn our hands so the fingers point behind us and reach as far as we can. Try not to strain through the neck and shoulders. You should feel a deep stretch in the hamstrings as we reach behind. Taking the hands back to neutral, we're going to walk our right hand over to the left ankle and then extend the left arm skyward, deepening the twist from what we did before. See if you can look up at that top hand. Bring both hands down to the ground, walk over to the right ankle, taking hold with the left hand and extending the right arm skyward. Deep twist here. Release both hands down, one more time on each side. Right hand to left ankle, left arm extends skyward. Release both hands down, walking over to the right with the left hand, and the right arm extends. Hopefully you're feeling a bit more mobility and freedom in the upper back and spine. We'll take our hands to our hips now. Take a deep inhale to rise upright and exhale. Turning the left toes to the top of the mat, we'll inhale as the arms rise overhead. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, warrior two. Holding here. Let's now clasp our hands behind us. Roll the shoulders down. Inhale to grow tall. And exhale, diving down to the inside of that left knee. Trying to move our arms up overhead. A lot of strength and engagement in the legs to hold us. Use a strong inhale to help you rise back upright and step that back foot back in a little closer to you. Square off the hips to the front, straighten the left leg, take hold of the elbows behind you, and we'll inhale to grow taller, and as we exhale, lower the chest and torso parallel to the ground. Stay here, or bring your head towards your knee, coming into pyramid pose, Parsvottanasana. Noticing how this side feels compared to the other. Use your next inhale to bring your chest parallel to the ground. As you exhale, push off the back foot, coming into warrior three. Chest is square to the ground. Keep a hold of the elbows and the right foot is flexed. Let's now bend the left leg and then straighten. And again, bend the left leg and straighten. One more time, bend and straighten. Stay in warrior three, but extend your arms straight overhead. Rise up to standing, plant the right foot down, and lower the hands to heart center. Release. We'll make our way down to the mat and stretch out the legs after all that work. sitting tall with the knees bent and feet flat to the floor, you can lean back into the hands a little bit. We'll cross our right ankle over the left knee and start to walk the hands in, increasing the stretch and the sensation in the right glute. Try to sit as tall as you can and drive that right knee away from you. Feel free to rock side to side as we hold here. We're going to come into square pose now, Agni Stambhasana. So we're stacking our shins on top of each other, keeping our knees and ankles aligned. If there's a bit of a gap between the right knee and ankle, feel free to use a pillow or a block to fill in that space. You can stay upright or fold down and surrender into this pose, lowering the forearms to the ground, allowing the back to round and head to be heavy. This is quite an intense pose for the hips, so please be gentle with yourself here. Let's take one more deep inhale and use the exhale to help you rise back upright. Walk the hands in, maybe lean back into the hands to help you uncross the legs, and feel free to shake the legs out before we move on to the other side. So knees are bent, feet flat to the floor, crossing the left ankle over the right knee this time, walking the hands in until you feel a nice stretch in that left glute. Trying to sit up tall, chin parallel to the ground. Relax the face and jaw, and you might rock side to side to open up the hip and the glute. Moving on into square pose, stacking the shins, keeping the ankles and knees aligned. And you might notice that one hip feels more restricted than the other, so you might need a pillow or a block on this side. Stay upright if needed, or fold forward, forearms to the ground, head is heavy. Breathe into that hip and glute, sending oxygen and nutrients into that area, trying to assist it to release. Take one more deep inhale and use the exhale to help you rise slowly back upright. Uncross the legs, feel free to shake them out, and we'll set up for our final relaxation pose, Viparita Karani, or waterfall legs up the wall. I'm placing one pillow against the wall and one pillow for my head, and the pillow against the wall I'm going to rest my hips on. Having this small elevation in the hips takes a lot of pressure off the lower back in this position, so you might like to play around with this. When you're ready, guide your legs up the wall and allow the wall to fully support the whole weight of your legs. No effort on your part. Play around with your arm position. You can have your arms down by your sides, or out wide like me. You might have them overhead, or you can bend at the elbows. You might adjust this as the time passes. Once you've found your place of comfort, allow the eyes to soften or close. Allow your breath to settle into its natural rhythm. See if you can tune out any external noises and internal thoughts. If the mind wanders, gently bring it back. And you can always listen to your breath, your constant companion, our continuous wave of life. Coming back to the present. Maybe roll the ankles, roll out the wrists. When you're ready, we'll lower our legs, but keep the feet on the wall. Noticing any rush of sensation, any tingling in the legs and the toes. One at a time, with care, guide your legs off the wall and lower them down to the ground, resting on your side here, allowing the blood to return, to flow. We don't want to rush here. In your own time, when you feel ready, coming back upright to a seated position. Make sure you're moving slowly, sitting nice and tall, crown of the head lifting skyward. You might like to keep your eyes closed. Let's take our left hand to our heart and then place the right hand on top of the left, holding here. Breathing into the heart space. Thank you so much for joining me, yogis. We'll close our practice with our mantra. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bowing forward. Namaste.